Hello everyone. Now we can see the actual implementation of these Oracle SQL statements on online SQL editor. Online Oracle SQL editor is available. Just you need to copy here this link, or you can type livesql.oracle.com and you will get this online editor on the screen. So in browser, only you copy this link. You copy this link in the SQL browser, then you will get this online Oracle editor where you can type your SQL commands. So if you see, this is the screen for your online editor for Oracle, and you can, because of this current situation, student, you can use this live editor, right? Online editor for practice your all Oracle commands, SQL commands, right? In coming session also, we will see the actual environment, SQL environment after installing Oracle that you get, right, for executing your SQL commands. So now we will discuss all these commands, whatever we discussed in the previous session with this live Oracle editor. So if you see this window here, these are the multiple features available in this editor, like your other editor that you use for executing your programming language, right? Here you can create your own account, right? Before going to use this editor, you can create your own account so that whatever script you will write here, that you can save and use in the future. So already I have created here my account that I can use now to demonstrate you different SQL language. Right, so now I have logged in with this editor. So here in this editor, the first option is SQL worksheet. When you click on this SQL worksheet, you will get this window. So this editor is similar to your Eclipse editor where you type your command and you can see the output of the command. So here, this is the command window where you can type your command. So I'm using here, I'm writing here the simple command for creating the table. I'm using here create table command that we discussed in the previous section. So what is the syntax for creating table here? Create table name. So here create table, my language is not case sensitive. So you can either type small or capital letter. So create table employee. My name of the table is employee here. After mentioning table name, you can give here all the column names, right, by giving the comma. So my first column name is employee ID. The data type is number. After mentioning data type, you can give the size here. My size is 5. Right? The best choice for employee ID is the character, but here I'm using number. Right? Then comma, you can mention your second attribute name field name here. That is employee name with its data type. I'm using here varchar 2. The size of the employee name, assume it is 15 bytes. Right? So I'm creating here simple command. Right? As this is my first table command that we are discussing here. Right? The next we will see all these commands with the detailed syntax with all the features. Those are available in the create table option. So here your every statement end with the semicolon. So I have ended this statement with the semicolon. So if you want to run this command, you can click on the run button. To run this command, you can click on the run button. Then you will get the output of this command in the below section of this window. Right? The bottom section of this window is the output section where you will get the output of the command. So what is my output of the command? That is table created. So if there is no error, right? If there is no syntax error, my compiler, my SQL compiler will give you the output as a table created. Now, if you want to see what different tables are already exist in my SQL environment under my schema, right? Then we can see either you can use here clear command or you can remove this command by using the backspace. So now I want to check already what are the tables exist in my database. So there is a command select star from tab. So tab is the inbuilt object which stores the information about all the Oracle or SQL objects, right? Those are exist in the database. Not only tables, but all the other types of table like view, synonym, those are exist in the database that you can see with the help of this tab object. So select star from tab, right? Select star from tab. It is my command to retrieve data from the table. Select is the command for retrieving data from the table. So if I execute this command, you can see the output. My output shows the one table. This table contains 3 fields, that is table name, table type, and cluster ID. Right? So here table name is the name of the table object, right, that we are creating in the database. So now currently what tables are existing in the database here? Employee table, just we have created, that also available in this list. So alphabetically, this table will show you the name of all the tables along with the table type. Some of the tables are having synonym type. Some are table having table type. Whatever table we created, employee table is having the table type table. Also, some table can have the view table type. So that view is also one type of table, but it is a virtual table. That also we have to cover in the syllabus. I hope students you are clear with this editor of SQL editor, where you can type your command here and you can see the output of this command in the below bottom section of this window. Right. Another one of the feature like other editor here is you can save your session, you can save your SQL statement those you are typing here. But it's better to type one command at a time. Why? Because whenever you will run this command script, right, you will run this script, all the commands will execute again and again. So if I am typing here command create table employee, again I'm using now same table name for creating the table. See what comes in the output. So see, my error is there. Name is already used by an existing object because I have executed here create table command and my name of the new table is same as the existing table. And that's why there is an error. The name or table already exists. Right? The object is already exists, so we can't use this name again. So it's better to run all the commands separately, one by one, to learn this environment and these commands. Right? So here, after creating the table, once it is created, no need to again and again create. If in future, if you want to update the structure of the table, for example, if you want to change the name of the column, if you want to update the size of the field, so you can change the data type of the column, right, by using the alter command. That also we have to cover in detail in the coming sessions. Right. The next here, just in this quick introduction about this window here. Here all the sessions, current session, those you have executed currently and previously, you can see here in the session tag. Then schema is the one option here provided in this editor where you can create and see all the objects, database object those you have created previously. And so you can search these objects. Now we have created employee table. So you can search this employee table. So immediate, it will show you that table and you can see the contents of that table. So now my table is empty. Right? Also, if you want to create your table using graphical user interface, you can create. So there is an option create database object. Right? You can click this object to see, to create all the new tables. See, when you search this object and you click on this object, you can see the structure of that object, right? So here, employee ID and ename, these are the two fields defined under this table with their data type, number, and var2 size, right? So here, if you want to create the new object, also there is a provision of graphical user interface where you can create your new database object. So student, you can see here, all these are the different objects available in the Oracle DBMS. So table is one object, then view is another object, right? PLSQL procedure is another object, right? And so this tag will give you the graphical user interface to create these objects, right? So maximum objects we have to cover in this syllabus. So now we can see with the table object here. So always it is better to use the command instead of this graphical user interface, right? So here table name you can mention. Assume my table name is student table name. Stud is my table name. I want to create here columns, roll number with the data type. These are the exist data types in the Oracle that we have discussed in short in the previous sessions. Also, you can mention length of the roll number. So it is 10. See, if you want to allow null in the roll number, you can keep this null label field yes. Otherwise, you can keep this no. So if it is not nullable, by default means what we are doing indirectly, we are applying not null constraint here. If you want to make it as a primary key, you can select this primary key option. If you want to make it as a unique key, so you can select this option. Now I want roll number as a primary key, and that's why I have selected primary key. If whenever we select any attribute as a primary key, by default it is not null, right? Primary key never be null. Second field that I want to declare in the table student, that is name. I want to give here data size 20, right? My data type is varchar2, that is by default, it is showing in the list, right? Again, here it is asking for the nullable. Yes, I want to allow null value in the name, for example, right? Then you can say generate SQL. If you click on the generate SQL here, my create command will appear, ready-made create command will appear in the editor. So if you observe this syntax, right, with this graphical user interface, I have created this create command. So my command is here, create table stud in round bracket, opening bracket, you can mention your attribute list. Roll number is of number type, not null constraint, and student constraint, constraint name, primary key is one of the method for creating the primary key constraint. Right? This constraint student underscore pk here, it is a keyword, constraint is the keyword, right? And student underscore pk is the name of my constraint, right? This is optional. Directly you can mention here primary key, right? Then my roll number will create as a primary key in the table. Then next is the name field. Name field, we have not applied any constraint to the name field. That's why only it is shown with the data type and the size. So when you will click on the run button, when you will click on the run button, it will run this command, right? And the output will be table created. So when there is no error, means my table is created successfully. If you want to save this script, you can use the save button. So it will save in the my script. So in future, also you can use these scripts, whatever you have created, right, in the my script option. Okay? So here, now I want to clear this window. Why? Because I want to check whether my table is created or not, right? And whether it is exists in the list or not. So if I type here this command, what will happen? Select set of command you can mention in this script, but now we are executing only, we are learning the single command at a time. That's why we can't use these commands in same window. We can use, but there will be error because some of the commands are not need to execute repeatedly. So here I want to use the select star from stud is my table name, right? So sorry, before going to check this, I want to check whether my table is exist or not. So select star from tab, right? What will happen with this command? If I run this script, the first command is executed with the error. If you see in the output window, the first command, for the first command, my error is name is already used by the existing object, because again we are executing this command in the same window. So that's why it is giving error, this error for the first command, that is create table command, because already we have created and the table is exists in the database. So if you observe the output of the second command, my second command is select star from tab, right? So here the output of this command is the list of table, right? So if you observe stud, table is created and it is exists in the list. And the type of this table is table. I hope you are clear with this. Now, just we have created the structure of the table. If you want to check what data is available in the table, so you can use student here, select is the command, that is DML statement we use to retrieve data from the table or any object. So select star from my student. Select star from table name will, if I run this command, will show you no data from my table is empty, because we have not inserted any records in the table, right? So when we will discuss the insert command, that I will explain you the syntax for insert command and how these records are created in the table, right? So once you have created here table, we have created this simple table. Now we can discuss the drop command. If you want to delete these tables, existing table from the database, you can use here drop command. Drop table, my name of this table is stud. Now I want to drop this table. So this command will delete the table from the database. So here my output is table drop. You can see the output in the output window. My output of the command is table drop. Again, I want to check here. I'm writing the same command, select star from tab. Now I have on the caps lock, and that's why my all the commands are appearing on the capital letters, right? So select star from tab. So if you see the output of these commands, for first command, it will give you message, table does not exist, because once we have executed this command, and for the first command, my output is table does not exist. And for second command, in the command window, my command is select star from tab. Again, it will show you list of table. Now see, student is removed from this list, because we have used here drop table command, my student table is removed from the list. One more command today I want to discuss here in this session, that is describe command. Describe is also one of the DDL command. Right? Describe table name. So here my table name is employee. My table name is employee. So if you want to see the structure of the command, what attributes are there, what is their data size, you can use this describe command. Okay. Describe command is supported by your Oracle, but this live editor is not supporting this command. There is a message unsupported command. Either you can use describe or just in short you can use DESC in the describe command. But see student, what we are observing here, this online editor does not support this describe command. But in actual environment on SQL prompt, I will show you this output of this describe command. Again, this command mostly frequently we need to use while creating the database. We need to check the what are the data, what are the different attributes are there in the table and their size with the data type. While inserting the records, also we check the structure of the table. Right. So this is about the create and drop command. Right, that we have discussed in the Oracle. As we discussed, create database command is not exist. Create database command does not exist or available in the Oracle. Right, we can use the ready-made schemas. Those are already available in the database, or username itself is used as a schema name in the Oracle. Right, so if you see the schema, these are the different list of schema already available in the Oracle DBMS. So here they have given some inbuilt database objects. Right, one thing also I want to discuss today here, the Oracle, one inbuilt user is there, that is Scott. So when we install our Oracle, during installation, that process asks you for the database administrator's user ID and password. So you as an installer, as a DBA, gives your password and username. So the most commonly used name of this username is DBA user is the system. The name of the user is system, and any password you can use that you want to use to protect your database from the other users. Right? So DBA is one of the user who have all the privileges, all the rights to perform the operations on the database. It's all the operations that we can perform with the data definition language statements by using DML statements and DCL control language statement and also TCL statement. But as per requirement, as per the application requirements, my database administrator can create the multiple users. Right? Some of the users, those will work on only employee table. Some of the users, those will work on only student tables. Right? So that user will have the permissions, access permission for that respective tables only. So it will be responsibility of the database administrator to assign these privileges to the multiple users. Those are working on the project's database. So one of the thing I want to highlight here in the Oracle, when we install the Oracle software, the inbuilt user is exists, that is Scott. And this is the name of the user, Scott, and Tiger is the password. And Tiger is the password of this user. So if you want to switch to the database, okay, I want to check here whether this command is exist or not. So here for switching to the next database, there is a connect command. So connect Scott. In actual environment SQL prompt also, you can type this connect command to switch between the users. If currently you are working as a DBA in the system user, then if you want to switch to another user, for example, Swati, then you can use the connect command to switch to the Swati user. So connect Scott. Now Scott is my inbuilt user, and that's why I'm switching to that user. So let's see what will happen with this command. So I'm executing this command, connect Scott. Again, this command is not supported here in the online editor. Here also, this is the syntax that you can use to connect to the any user. Connect Scott / Tiger. Tiger is my password for this Scott user. Now here, this command is not supported. If you want to switch to the database, here in the graphical user interface only, they have provided the schema option. So here in the schema, you can search the schema by typing their spelling, or here there is a list box. So here is the Scott user. So you can select this Scott user, and then you can create your different tables or objects under this Scott user. So if you see under this Scott user, there are two tables. This schema is showing this employee and department. These are the two inbuilt tables already available in this Scott user. Okay. So if you want to see the structure of these tables, you can click on these objects. So if you observe here, DEPT is the name of my table. It is a valid table. Owner of this table is Scott, right? And these are the attributes defined under the column names under the department table. Under the Scott user, department number is there, D name is there, and location is there. So this is the structure of this table. Then so you can see here what constraint we have applied in the table, right? So whenever you will apply any constraint, that status also you can see here constraint is applied on the department, right, as a primary key constraint. DPT field. The name of the constraint is actually DPT PK underscore DPT. So I hope you are clear with this. Also, you can check whether any index is applied on this table or any object, right? Any triggers are applied on this table, any constraints are applied on this table. So one by one also you can check here, right? So this is about only the inbuilt tables that is exist about in the database schema, that is called user, right? Here in the Oracle, again, I'm repeating, the user name acts as a schema name. So that's why there is not a provision of create database command. Create database command is not available in the Oracle, remember. But in MySQL, you can use this create database name command for creating the new database. Also, one thing I want to explain about this editor here, before going to discuss all these DDL command in detail with the different constraint and syntax, right, features, I want to just give you the introduction about this editor here. See, student, this editor is only for your practice, not for the actual practical implementation. But because of this current situation, we can use this live online editor for practicing the assignments and for SQL commands, right? But when you join any company and if you work as a database designer, you need to use only the Oracle, actual Oracle environment, where you can see your actual prompt, SQL prompt, where you will create your database, right? And you will apply different constraint, and also you can create the different procedures, right? But this is for only practice, right? Now, next thing that I want to explain you here, because you are the beginner for this environment, you are new to this environment, you can also use the ready-made commands, right? Those are already available under the code library, right? Tutorial, ready-made tutorial is also available here that you can refer to learn all these commands. So if you click on the tutorial, it will show you all the maximum SQL commands, right, with their syntax and examples that you can refer for the learning. So for creating tables, they have given this syntax for create table, departments table, right, along with their attributes and data types and size with some constraint, right. Another is their employee table, right. Again, on table you can create the trigger. I will not talk on the trigger here. There is a separate topic in PL/SQL that we can use for creating procedure on the table, right? So don't think about trigger now, right? Well, now we are discussing the basic commands, right? Then inserting the data, right? There are some examples given for inserting the data, then for applying indexing on the columns, right? Again, index is the separate detailed part that we have to cover in this syllabus. There is a separate assignment. That time we will see the index part, right? How you can query the data, right? There are different commands for selecting the data from the table. So that part also I will cover in detail. So ready-made command, just as a beginner, you can refer here, right? You can refer these examples, but don't copy paste, right? It's always better to type this command because we want to learn the syntax here. If you will copy paste, you will never learn the syntax of the command. You will never get the errors and you will never learn the syntax. So if you want to learn the syntax, definitely you should type your own, and if any syntax error is there, through that syntax error also you will learn the syntax, right? So if error is coming while you are typing the command, so it is always good, because through that error only we learn the different syntax. So adding columns, alter commands are given, updating data commands are given under this manual. This manual you can use just for the practice, right? As a beginner, again, as per the requirement, I will give you different examples to cover all the topics in the syllabus and SQL language, right? If you want to run this tutorial, you can click on the run tutorial button here. These are the ready-made commands. So here, all the command that you want to refer will come on the right side, right? And that you can, this syntax you can refer here and you can type. For example, here, if you see, this command for creating the department table is given in the right side of the window. So this you can refer to type your command. Don't copy paste, just type your command, create table departments. If this table is already exists, okay, it will give you error that is table already exists. See here, either you can type your command in a continuation or you can go to the next line. So if you want to go to the next line, the systematic way is what? To type the every word in the next line, so that you will get the clear idea about the syntax here. Then enter. On next line, you can mention your field names, department number, the data type is number, then name, next field is my name with the data type varchar 2, the size 50, but I'm giving only 20. Otherwise, it will waste the characters. Not null is the constraint here applied for the name field. So this is the syntax for applying the not null constraint, not space null. See student, the syntax is very simple. You don't have to use any other syntax, big syntax here. Generally, you can mention here not null. So here not null is my syntax for applying the not null constraint to the name field, so that my name field will be compulsory here. Right? So when you will insert data into the table, mandatorily you need to fill the name field here. Then again, next attribute is location. Its data type is varchar. My size is 10, for example. Now I want to make this department number as a primary key. I want to apply primary key constraint to the department number. In the syntax here, they have used table level constraint syntax. Either you can apply the syntax at the column level or table level. Now this is the syntax for the table level. After declaring all the fields of the table at the end, you can mention here the syntax for applying either primary key or foreign key constraint to one of the field that you have defined in the table. Right? Now I want to make this primary key as a department number as a primary key. So my syntax is constraint name primary key. Then in bracket, you can mention the field name that you want to create as a primary key. So here department number is my field name. But see student, when we should go for a table level syntax, when my key is the composite key. When my key is made up of multiple attributes, it is not possible to declare the column level syntax. It is not possible to use the column level syntax. With the help of column level syntax only, you can create the primary key for the single attribute. Right? So when you want to create composite key, then table level syntax is better. But when your attribute is primary key is having only single attributes, you can go for the column level syntax. Now I'm creating the department number as a primary key using column level syntax. Right? So here, just you can mention after declaring this field, right? You can mention primary key. No other thing you need to mention, right? Because after declaring this syntax, immediate I'm saying make this department number as a primary key. That's all. Then you can complete your round bracket and semicolon, and you can execute this command. So if you run this command, it is showing one error, missing right parenthesis. So you can just check what error is there. Actually, we have used both the round brackets here. Only my mistake is I have used here comma. So comma means what? We need to mention some another field. So my all the attributes already we have mentioned. No need to use here comma, and that's why error is there. Again, I want to use this command. So it is showing missing right parenthesis. So varchar 2 not null constraint. Just a minute. So create table departments, then opening round brackets we are using here. Okay. Then department number. So my field name, primary key, the name, varchar with the not null constraint, then location with the size, here number, size. So we have not mentioned, right, that we can use here. Now we will see the output of this command. I think we need to select all these commands and then we can run this. Missing right parenthesis. All the brackets we have completed. So what is the error here? Yes, I think we have to save this as a script. Then only we can use this new line syntax. Now we will check. Missing right parenthesis, create table, table name, department number, then primary key. Primary spelling of primary key is wrong, right? There's such a small mistake. We make small mistake and we did not get what is happening. So here one mistake is I made, that is spelling of primary word is wrong. That's why my error was there. Now I want to execute this command, right? And if it is not a keyword, then it shows in the black color, right? If it is a keyword, it shows in the pink color. That also we can remember here, student. So see, now there is no error. My table is created successfully. One error was there, that is a wrong spelling for the primary word, right? And that's why the error was actually different, that is missing right parenthesis because of the spelling mistake, right? So such type of error also you need to tackle while writing the or executing these different commands, right? So this is the simple example, right? So next command also we will cover in the next session. So I hope you are clear with these simple commands and the introduction of this editor, right? So here we have used the code window, script window to refer this manual. So if you click on that manual code, right, this window again, my SQL worksheet will open with this code tutorial and with the script window along with the output, right, where